lift this up like that. And we want to get this thing to the moon. Now what we want to do is build ourselves a little carrier vehicle. So on the bottom of this, oh, I just realized I lost my chat window, for goodness sakes. There we go. I put a relay antenna. I got relays in around. 54 Bear says, how about a relay antenna? I put a relay antenna on the I got relays in around the moon. I probably want to improve them, but this isn't going to require a relay antenna, is what I'm saying. How long ago did I build the Nerve 1? It was a long time ago. I've made that thing. I've used it over and over and over again so many times. Okay, let's put a docking port under here. I just want to build myself a little tug. Probably get it around 2100 meters per second so it can handle the final stages of the orbital insertion, as well as getting it out towards the moon and the rendezvousing and stuff. Just kind of looking. I made myself some notes and then I completely can't make sense of my own notes. Okay, so what I think here, let's this thing's pretty heavy looking, so let's put on one of these. This is just to get an idea of how much propulsion I need, and I think I'll put on the Poodle engine. So let's open up Kerbal Engineer. So, oh my gosh. So this is the X200 fuel. Is that really right? Only 700? Okay, I guess that is right. All right, I need more fuel. So we'll throw that one off. Let's go bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. This one. 1298 thrust to weight of 1. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. I'd like to get, okay, that's good. And it can handle the top part of the orbital insertion too. There, I can do that. Okay, and then I want, so this is going to need, let's see here, under control, it's definitely going to need some reaction wheels. It's going to need a probe body because this thing has to do a little bit of flying. It's going to need a KOS probe core thing. Oh, you know what I got now under control? I think I have the CAL 9000 scriptable control thing from KOS. Let's stick this little fella on here. Holy crappers, 255,000 I guess it's kilobytes, 255 kilobytes of boot space. We'll give it the boot script. That should do it just on its own. Let's stick this back on to Oh, and you know what else I wanted? I'm just noticing it in my notes. Monopropellant. I want to put in, not that one, I think this one maybe? No, this one. That one. I want to give it a little bit of monopropellant, not because this thing's not going to have any RCS on it, but just because the little tug that's out there is going to be a little bit weak on monopropellant. So yeah, that kind of works. Okay, so, and let's make this, while I'm thinking about it, the control part. There. That should all be good. Okay, let's then, we will, yeah, I'm going to close this off with a fairing. Why am I? Because I'm looking in the wrong spot. 2.5 meter fairing. We'll just close this right off. I'm going to take that out of the staging. No, yeah. No, keep it back. Yeah, I do want this. I was deciding whether I want this to stage or not, and I've decided I do want it to stage. And we'll get some struts in there. Just to sort of shore this up. So the responsibility of this thing here is really just to get it out there. It's going to need, a bit of electricity. Handful of batteries will be fine. A few of these aux stats will be fine. This is just to run itself. And an antenna. So I didn't put an antenna on this yet. Okay. All right. This is. Oh, and you know what else it's going to need is it needs to cover up this ugly top business. So I'm going to put another. Nope, bigger one. Upside down. Can this go? No, it needs to come out a little bit to get past those docking ports. That'll do. We'll close this off. There we go. Let's put this up 4 sides, up the force, clamshell deploy, and then on top of that, we'll put a big old nose cone. Should have a big one now. Is it that one? It is that one. There we go. So that will clean off the top, and then what we'll do, we'll put this docking port into the staging. Okay. And let's stage that and all of this fairings at the same time. I'm going to stick in a couple of separatrons. 2 of them really should be fine. We'll slide these in so you don't see them. If I can click on them, for goodness sakes. There we go. And the purpose of the separatrons should be one on the other side. No, I'm on one-way symmetry. Why did I do that on one-way symmetry? I wanted 2-way symmetry. Let's try that again. There we go. Now try sliding that in. And the purpose of these separatrons, just to sort of explain what all this business is when it comes time to get rid of this, we're going to stage this fairing, we're going to stage this docking port, it's now in the staging diagram, and we're going to fire off those separatrons all at the same time, which will get that nose cone to hopefully fire off and be out of our way. Now I can, if I can get in here, for goodness sakes. There we go. We can take out a lot of the fuel because it's just going to need a quick boof and then get out of here. And also, if I remove the symmetry and take this one and just sort of tweak it down just a little bit, that should get it to fire off. It's this, the thrust is now asymmetric, so it should fire off and be out of our way. Okay, so that is that, and that. And we still have a thrust to weight of 0.82 and 1.678 meters per second of delta V. So that should be able to do the very, very top part of our orbital insertion and get ourselves to the moon. I'm just thinking what else. Oh, you know what I need to put on this thing? Oh my goodness, lights. How can I forget lights? For goodness sakes, lights. Get some spotlights here. 4-way symmetry. Especially my favorite lights, these little, light these up. And pitch angle, pitch them in a bit. So they'll light up this sort of little zone. Cool, and we'll keep them white. Color them gray so they blend in a little bit. Maybe tweak them up a little. Just noticing they're kind of into the textures a bit. Looks good to me. You gotta light things up, okay? And I could put lights. It might be awkward putting lights on this. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. I think I'm gonna stick with that for lights. Oh, maybe some lights by the hatches. Lights by the hatches. Lights by the hatches are always a great idea. I often get comments, especially on the shorts. So why do you like lights so much? And my answer is always like, why wouldn't you like lights? Like, seriously. Okay, so we'll do a little blue one here to mark that one. We'll make them blinky. 1 second intervals is good. And make it white so it blends in a little bit. So that's just to get that light. And then another one, a clone of that one. Just so Kerbals know, hey, this is how you get in and out, everybody. Okay. Alright, I think that's it so far. Now I need to get a booster under this. So what mass are we up to? We're up to 32 tons. 32 tons that we need to get into orbit. Now, to be honest, some of this is going to be done by... Some of the orbital insertion will be done by this, so I don't need a booster with 32 tons. Let's get the mainsail dash R. These guys are huge. I don't want to go there yet, but this one might be able to make use of this. Okay, so let's get in here. Oh, we can improve upon this. Oh, show. Okay. Let's get rid of that engine shroud. Okay. That actually sits under there really nice, but I don't think... Let's check our staging. We're going to have to do that. We are going to have to stage all that. My golly, the staging actually makes some sense. No, here it doesn't. That. Fairing deploy. There we go. Now that staging's making some sense. Okay. Total mission 1130. I'm doing math in my head. 4,800 is so close. I just want to maybe just, what's this? Oh, this thrust limiter is nowhere near. I can put another fuel can. I think that's what I might do. I think I might just take this and add in another small fuel can just to get 47. So 1136, 47. I think that should do it. You know what? Why not be safe? Better safe than sorry. Not that one. You, right? Yes. You in there. I think I can get the thrust out of the bottom that I need. That's the one thing I gotta check. Let's see if I put this up to here. Oh yeah, we can get the thrust we need out of this. Put this to gray, because everything else seems very gray. Let's enable that to high to give me an extra ignition. Let's just go white. Oh, I think we're getting pretty close. What if we take the tail fins off? I'm getting into tweaky mode now. And instead of tail fins, if I can get another set of reaction wheels. See how this flies. We'll definitely put it to a test. I just like not having the tail fins on. I think everything looks sleeker. There are, yep, smart parts on this. Boomity, 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 boom. Might be a little wobbly. Might be a little wobbly. Hello there, Dr. Love. Okay, let's check this out now. I have a launch thrust to weight of 1.33 right now. Oh, I can definitely... okay. We got hardly any thrust on these mainsails on the side. So let's lower this one down, because I noticed its thrust to weight was pretty high. Okay. Oh wait, I'm not even in atmo. There we go. Let's get it down to about 1.9-ish. That's just a guesstimate. Be a little higher. 1.95. And then we'll up these ones to get it to my launch thrust to weight of 1.33, which I'm always so fastidious about. 34 point there. There. Okay, that's balanced. I like it. I like it. I suspect she may be wobbly. That's the only thing I'm a little bit concerned with. Let's give her a test. So, Simulator. Let's give it a test launch. See what happens. Let's turn off alarm clock. Okay, here we are in wireframey mode. Let's see what she does. So launch, run, launch. And let's see if this works. Oh, why is that always on by default? I hate that. There we go. Doing a rendezvous for untalented people, I'm being suggested in the chat from KSP Beginner. I have a number of rendezvous video tutorials. And in fact, I'm always doing rendezvous in these live streams, like all the time. Like, this is all heading to a station in the moon. We're going to be doing all kinds of rendezvous in orbit about the moon. Like, last stream we rendezvoused with our busted Munar lander. So I'm always doing rendezvous, and I do have some tutorials which really do go over it, I think, piece by piece. So if you're having trouble with rendezvous, I would say take a look at my new contract guide tutorial series and look for the rendezvous one. And if you have questions, just ask. You can pop by the Discord. Lots of people at the Discord if I don't happen to be around at that moment to answer questions. But man, I'm always doing rendezvous. I think that's like one of the main sort of skills that I do. You're going to be finding a hard time me having a stream where I think there's more streams where I do rendezvous in them than ones where I don't. Well, if you're having trouble, I would suggest going over to the... I don't know what else to suggest right now other than what's in the tutorials. So I would suggest, if you're having trouble with the rendezvous, like, drop by the Discord, ask questions there. And be very specific in your question as to where you're having trouble. Okay, that's separating nicely. I'm, like, getting back to this. Hey, I'm pretty pleased. I don't know about you, but I'm very pleased. I realized I did not put the fairing separation stuff into an action group. So I'm going to have to do that manually. I'll make sure when I go back to do that. But this thing's flying wonderfully. I'm very, very happy with that. Oh, it's still called OHC Station. I'll have to change that. This is like I'll call it a lab module. But oh my gosh, this is flying well. Locking on to the prograde vector. Apoapsis is just now hitting 50 kilometers. Time to apoapsis is decreasing, which is not super. As long as that doesn't get below 0, we should be okay. Okay, I might do the fairing separation here manually, so hopefully that won't... I think everything's in the right stage here, so let's see how that works out. So 1, 2, 3, and go. There we go. And hopefully we won't crash into our own nose cone. That was the idea of the asymmetrical thrust. I might make it a little more asymmetrical. It didn't exactly... Oh, we're missing it by a long ways. That went well. Still, time to apoapsis decreasing. I don't like that. Oh, now it's starting to increase. That's good. Maybe put a little bit more... oh no, it's the script that's nerfing the thrust on this, not it's not an issue of engine. Okay, we are going to stage this in just a moment and go to our... oh! Boom! That didn't go very cleanly. I thought everything was going great right up until there. Okay, let's terminate the simulation. Let's investigate what happened there. Something got hung up. Okay, something got hung up right here. I think I see the problem. Like, well, yeah, let's... I never rebuilt that fairing. Let's get... you know what, let's leave that decoupler. I think that's okay. I think I just need to rebuild this fairing. Straight up. Close fairing. I think that's where it got hung up. There. What is this on? I didn't even feel like this. Oh, its fairing's not staged. Oh, okay. Let's put that in there with everything else. You know, it really shouldn't have to stage. Let's take it out of the staging again. It shouldn't have to stage. It should just come out clean like. Clearly it didn't want to, but it should. Maybe this strut here's not super. Let's fix the strut. Maybe the strut got hung up on that fairing. I don't know. Okay, let's go fix action groups. On action group number 5, we're going to stage this fairing. We're going to stage this fairing. We're going to stage or decouple undock node. We're going to also activate these separatrons. Activate engine. Activate engine. I think that's got it. Okay. Other than that, I think this thing flew really, really well. Maybe just a little more thrust on this end. Just get a little bit more on here. And a little bit more thrust on takeoff. Maybe that will make it. I think that's good. Change the name too. Thank you very much, chat. So this is the OHC Station Lab module. There we are. And I don't know if I really had anything else. I think that's it. And you know what? I think I'm just going to launch this thing. I'm just going to do it. There's no Kerbals aboard, right? No. That's always an important thing to check. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is not a simulation. There's nobody aboard. Yes, there is too low of an upper stage thrust to weight ratio, but unfortunately it's the script doing that, not my engine. So any tweaks I do here, and I really don't want to get into... I should tweak the script sometime, but I'm not going to do that live. That would be nice to put that maybe in a little bit of a parameter, add it as a parameter to adjust the upper stage thrust to weight. That's not a bad idea, but not for today. Today we're just going to fly. We're going to fly and we're going to see what happens. We're off. I love that sound coming from waterfall on those mainsails. They sound just awesome. Off towards the moon. I do think this thing's going to beat my other junk going to the moon, which is great. I'm going to get everybody on the moon. We're going to have a party on the moon. I should mention, while this is going up, I always take these live streams and I divide them into chunks of 9. And if you take a look at the title, this one is part 9 of what I call the Gateway series. So I am going to go on and do something else, and then I'll come back to this for another series of 9, picking up where this one left off. So next week, I want to do a different thing for the stream, and I'll probably put a YouTube video out, or a YouTube poll, I'm sorry, out as to give people some options as to what they think I want to do. Very quickly, some of the options are, I've been doing a whole series landing on the different planets and different moons. I've landed on like 10 or 11 of them so far in that series. This was a stock science series, and the next step would be going to the to Jewel and landing on Jewel moons. So that would be a good that would be a possible option for the stream for next week. Another possible option that I'm considering is doing a really quick, because I often get comments from people starting with KSP that they struggle with collecting science in the early going. So what I want to do is sort of a video, and I'll do it with a stream and then maybe cut it down into a shorter video of 5, maybe 6 missions for your first 5 or 6 missions, where they're just going to be normal missions. They're not going to be crazy grinding missions or difficult things to pull off. They're going to be standard types of missions like the ones I do in my career tutorial series, which will unlock the first 4 or 5 tiers of that tech tree, and probably ending with landing on the moon. And so I could do that in one stream, just do 4 or 5 missions in a row, and it'd be really designed for people getting out, starting with KSP, starting in career mode, starting from ground zero, doing 5 or 6 very simple missions, ending with landing on the moon, or very standard missions. Nothing's actually ever super simple. And do that. So that's another option, to do that for a stream. Someone else suggested as well in the Discord to do a Ask Me Anything stream, where people can ask about KSP, but also can ask me any questions they want. I don't care. If worst thing, I'm just gonna say no, I'm not gonna answer that. But if people want to ask me questions, look, a sort of a behind the curtain thing. I've been sort of reluctant on that because I honestly don't know why anybody would care about my miserable, sad little. My life's not miserable and sad. My life is just like everybody else. It's just a normal life. But if people would like to see that, I could do a stream with that. Maybe play KSP at the same time. But like I said, I'll put together a YouTube poll in the next day or two, and people can decide, what am I going to do next Thursday? Land a 100-person spaceship on the moon for a couple of days. I'm not into the doing, as I guess it's sort of obvious, it broke. What on earth? It broke. Okay, we're off. Could be okay. We're all good. Alright, that's 80 by 80. We're good. Or not 80 by 80. My apoapsis is at 81. My periapsis needs to come up a bit. The program aborted because something got hung up again here with the staging of that lower stage. But the program aborted. Well, I don't have SAS on. There we go. Lights on too. The script aborted, which means it just shut off and turned itself off. But I don't know what. Sorry, I got distracted by the little light here, and there's a HAL. That's the CAL 9000, the little red eye. Okay, and sorry. So something, and then the script aborted, but all I was able to do is do it manually and get my apoapsis up high enough. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but everything's still, we're still green, we're still good. Something's less than perfect there for sure. Okay, let's get out of the atmosphere. Our periapsis is at like over 42 kilometers, so we don't have much to do as far, but that's why we're spending so much time, about 4 times warp, and still trying to get out of the atmosphere. Oh, an Artemis 1 moon mission. That was one of the suggestions that came up on the Discord. Thank you, Deep Space, for suggesting that. That was one of the things I was thinking, and it was just escaping me at the current moment, was to I would do it in stock KSP, an Artemis space launch system, which is launching at the end of the month for those people that aren't aware, and going to do, I was going to say an orbit of the moon. It's not quite an orbit of the moon. It's actually quite complicated, which is neat to do a mission around that because we can talk about it. But that definitely do a stock replica Artemis mission, kind of go for what the plan of that mission is going to be, and then just talk about it. That is another option for the stream. You could do Artemis 3, which is planning on landing right on the moon. But I like the Artemis 1 idea because that is coming up at the end of the month. So that would be a timely stream to do. But as I said, all of those ideas, and if you have other ideas, let me know. Either let me know in the chat right now, or let me know in the comments, or visit the Discord and let me know there. And I will put together a poll in a few days, and we will let you decide what my next stream is going to be. And like I said, I'll do that for a stream or two, and then we'll get back to this again, because I enjoy doing this. Okay, there's lots of ignitions on this, right? Yeah. Okay, we are almost at our apoapsis, and I'm going to just finish off, get that periapsis just out of the atmosphere. It's at 42 kilometers, so it won't take much. Start that up. And 60 kilometers. 78. Oh, I forgot. That was the from the Strategia mod. This is considered a massive launch. So we're up here with 1,583 meters per second. That should be easy able to get myself an orbit about the moon. So let's see here. Let's turn everybody else off. We got so much going to the moon. Look at everybody heading out that way. But we'll turn them off for now. Set the moon as a target. This, unlike what was going on last stream, this is a very standard. Let's get to the moon. That's why I do think this thing's going to get there first. Oh, wait a sec. I do have to... Sorry, we are... I was about to say standard. Nothing's ever standard with me. Oh, this is what I should do. Yes. Okay. Our target is actually the OHC station right here. Yes. Okay, so this might not beat Jeb and Bill out there. Okay, that's okay. I'll explain. No biggie. So we are going to need to go into a polar orbit to meet up with the station. That is hardly a big deal. But you got to start by giving the moon a little love tap. We'll just do this roughly for now. But the problem is we come in here, and then we'll do a orbital correction, so that we'll end up in a polar orbit. But the issue here is that we have a massive inclination difference between us and the station, and the way to deal with that is just to launch further in the future. As the moon comes around, this orbit will end up lining up with this incoming trajectory. So what you do is you just go ahead, like I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orbits, and then do I bring which way do I come? No, the other way. Yeah. Then we'll bring that back. And you can see now that this angle has gotten smaller. So we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orbits. I don't know why 5 is such a magic number, but it is. Nothing special about 5. Okay, maybe go ahead 3 orbits. We're getting pretty close here. Bring that in. So this isn't going to happen for a little bit. Another day or so. 2 more? But this really saves on the... This saves on you having to make an inclination change once you're out around the moon. Let's dial this down to 1 second. And then a little bit more retrograde. Now I'm getting a little... Okay, so maybe another orbit. Ideally, you would love it if this is coming in right on the... It's very close now. Another orbit might just put it onto the other side. Yeah, the another orbit made it worse. So we're going to go back. There we are. Whoops. I have electricity for 1 hour. Somebody says. My electricity is now perpetual. You're right. There aren't a lot of batteries on this thing. Oh, yeah. Maybe I didn't put enough. Oh, I know what I should do. Okay. Good spot on the electricity front, but I know what the issue is. The issue is I probably have a gazillion processes turned on. And so as soon as it ends up in the shadow, all of them are going, oh my god, let's recycle that water. And there's no Kerbals aboard, so we can turn all of that off. Okay, I'm probably getting to the point where I'm going to just say this is a done deal. There we go. I'm calling that. Okay, so this burn's not coming up for another day and 2 hours. Let's get back to here. So I had 1 hour of electricity, somebody was saying. It's perpetual now because the sun just came up. But let's get into our... Like, we can turn off. Lights are fine. Let's turn... The lab's not running. Pressure controls. Let's turn the scrubbers off. Just remind me to turn them back on. Waste processor, water recycler. Oh, the frickin' TV is on. Let's turn the scrubbers back on. I don't like messing with the scrubbers. That's a quick way to kill your Kerbals. You know what? Let's... Yeah, we'll keep the weight processor, water recycler, and the TV off. So the TV was running, so that's what was... That's what was doing it. Okay, so I got a burn coming up in 1 day and 2 hours. How does that compare with all the rest of these fellas? Oh, they're still in the future. Okay, so we can do this now. We can do this now. Okay, let's do it. Here. That's the button I want. Alright, and I should be able to run my KOS script. There we go. Now it's seeing engines. We'll keep track of this when it goes back in the shadow. Really watch that electricity. Alright. So we're heading off to the moon. 1 minute and 31 second burn. Still got 2.5 days until I have to deal with everybody else, so... Yep. Okay. And then we'll keep an eye on the electricity. May have the only batteries aboard this thing are these like little Z100s. That might be... that could just possibly be the culprit. Okay. Launching the mighty poodle. Not a huge thrust of weight on this, but that's okay.